Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. We are so excited to have our next guest joining us, Sherry Thomas, aka D.I.V.A, joining us. How are you doing today, darling?
I am doing amazingly well. Thank you for asking. I super duper am excited about being here.
Well, we are so excited to have you, and I want everyone to get to know you as our CEO, Chief Engagement Officer of D.I.V.A Transformations, developing irresistible, virtuous attributes. I love this. She's a coach, a keynote speaker. She's an MC. She's an author. She's a producer. She wears many hats, and I'm so honored to have you on the show today. Really excited to connect with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jill.
All right. So first and foremost, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know there's a lot, but I would like to start off and kind of get to know, a little overview of the company, what you do. And then we're going to go back in time and I want to find out where you're from and how we got to where we are.
Yes, it is an amazing story. And I will start by saying nothing just happens and everything happens for a reason. So it truly started with me. I've always been a person who loves to bring people together. There's a new term now called the plug. So it's that person that everybody goes to. And so I have always been that person, but I was out for a walk and I'm a spirit-led, faith-driven woman. And I just heard the Lord say, all of these amazing women, but they don't know each other. Bring them together. And I was like, okay. And so I went around calling all of the friends that I knew that were executives and entrepreneurs. And what ultimately, I wanted to give them a soft place to land. Oftentimes when you are a leader, you're pulled and tugged and you never have a place to download. And so I wanted to give them a place to download. And that started, we started meeting in my living room. It'd be about 24 women coming together from all industries. I mean, these are the top of tops. I mean, from construction owners. One of my friends, she's the largest female-owned, Black-owned, woman-owned construction owner in Georgia. She builds hospitals and surgery centers and all of these amazing women in those areas. And so brought them together, started encouraging them through group coaching and we started praying with each other and all of that kind of stuff. So building community was ultimately what it was all about.
Wow. Okay. Well, I got to get to the bottom of this. I got to dig deep to your core. How did you even get started in this? I was reading, that your mom had a friend that was a realtor. Love the way they carry the drive. So talk about the inspiration behind all this.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think as adults, we don't realize how much our children watch us and emulate things that we do. And my mom had this friend, and I remember, it all started. My mom had this other friend. She was really pretty. Oh, and she wore big hair. As you can see, my hair is massive today.
Beautiful.
She wore big hair and I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. I just want to be confident like that. I want to be, courageous like that. And I was a plus size model after really seeing her. And then fast forward, she had this other friend that was this realtor and she was just always so polished and fun. And I was like, oh, I love it. I want it. And so I just really Miss Macon was her name. And my mom's best friend was named Linda, who had the big hair. And so I just loved how they moved and how empowered they felt, and they would encourage me. And it's just amazing. And so that's really how I got into sales and how I really started realizing I had a voice. And then I became a ministry leader. And from there, it just kind of soared. I mean, I got the nickname from the people at the church started calling me D.I.V.A, and I then coined it, developing irresistible virtuous attributes, because I'm D.I.V.A, changing lives through Christ. So yeah.
Beautiful. Well, I also read
Thank
some
you.
amazing success stories. We're going to talk about some testimonials, but there's so much to you and about all the services
I
that
know.
you offer. So I just want to make sure, obviously, it's our first time meeting here today, that we're going to let everyone
Yeah.
in on everything you're doing, the coach aspect, the other
Yeah.
aspects. So where did you, Miss Sherry, want to start?
I know. I thank you. It is interesting because in this, what I say to encourage those listening, nothing just happens and everything happens for a reason. I always ask, what's in your bag? When you think about what are all the gifts and talents that you've been given, and when I think about the scripture, it says, I will be a lamp to your feet and a light to the path. If you think about the Michael Jackson, Billie Jean video, the light didn't come on until Michael stepped. So as you start stepping in purpose, things will start aligning. So if you think about it in that way, you may not start out like I just said. I started out just watching these women, and then I started out surrounding myself around good people, and from there it was bring them to the living room. But it wasn't until I became a senior account executive. I've been in sales for 20 plus years. I now train and coach sales reps to be the best versions of themselves. I've managed very large portfolios, bought in millions of dollars in sales. And it wasn't until I cultivated that part was when all of the other things opened up. So when you think of once the women started meeting in the living room, and then in 2020, I was like, I'm going to feature them in these journals so they can drop gems. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes you go on Instagram and the people will say, hey, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to do this, but they never give you all the tips. And it's like, why are you gatekeeping? And so I said, you know what? I know some of the baddest divas out here who really have climbed these amazing corporate ladders or been extraordinary entrepreneurs. And I was like, they will drop gems for free because they're my friends and I need them to help me help the woman that's coming behind us, or even help the woman who feels stuck. And so with that, the journals began, and I created these journals. It's called 24 Crowns, and it features these entrepreneurial and executive women dropping gems. Things like, when you decide to get your master's, go ahead and complete that. Or the 7 things I didn't do that you should, or they're literally giving you nuggets to get you through. I also give goal setting, to-do lists, vendor pages, everything you need to launch or grow a business or climb the corporate ladder, whichever your choice, because I've done both. So that's why. And I now have a King's version of it. So I featured 24 men that I knew that were amazing entrepreneur and executives, and they dropped gems as well. So it is just amazing. And from that, it became a documentary that's featured on Prime, uh, Apple TV, Tubi, Roku, you name it, it's out there. And it's called 24 Crowns. The time is now, because the time is now. And it's crazy, Jill, because when I started meeting the women in the living room in 2017, I wrote on a post-it, the time is now. And it was like, what? And then that's what the name of the documentary is called, 24 Crowns of Time. I had no clue that being obedient to what the Lord had said for me to do would bring us to this day. And from there, I've always been a motivational speaker. I've been a corporate sales trainer for years. And I happen to be super duper funny. And I love to make people laugh and cut up, and just so that MC aspect of me has always been there. I've been the host with the most for a long time. So
Amazing. Well, I mean, there's just so much more to you, and there's so much more to dwell on because You're an MC, you're a speaker. I also want to get to the book, this documentary. I mean, it's just hard to even focus. We need like about 10 shows just to find out all that you do and how
Yeah.
people can work with you. And from the
Yes.
coaching, from, I mean, here's someone just say, oh, you did a whiteboarding session I was reading before. This
Yes.
is someone named LaMonica Green. She says, thank you, Sherry, because of our whiteboarding session, I was able to make major career decisions, set goals,
Yes.
determine what I needed to do to achieve my
Yes.
financial and business goals. I'm now hyper motivated to work toward achieving my goals to become financially successful a business owner. Tons of motivation you're giving Lakeisha Dixon. You're helping her with her journal. And I just, we got to talk about the journaling too, and so much more. But really, you clearly, amazing success story. And you're also
Thank
bringing
you.
success to other people. That's how much
Yeah,
you
that's what
care.
it's about. It's really about that. Once I feel like what's for you is for you. And so why not spread the wealth, the knowledge? There are so many people who wish they had people that would freely give the information. And so I just, like I said, I just was like, there's a purpose in me being surrounded by so many dynamic women and men, but so many dynamic women. And I know for women like us, we're out here, we're moving and shaking and making things happen. There are people that wish they could have even a minute. I think I heard something where they said, would you take a minute with this celebrity, a dinner with this celebrity, or $700,000?
Wow.
And most people said, I would take, some people said, I'll take the money. And I'm like, I'll take the sit down and let's see what you can do to help, you know? So really knowing that people are, if you will, I think about people sitting at the feet and really learning and growing. And so if you can be a gateway to help someone live the best version of themselves, they may not want to get where you're going, but they may need a nugget or a gem from something from your life that would transform theirs. So that's why I am Diva Transformations. So
Okay, okay. So Diva Transformations also, by the way, you are a certified coach as well, right? You have
yes,
training.
yes,
Could you just share a little bit about that?
yeah. Certifications. It's crazy. I had been, it's a funny story. I had been coaching for years, and my CPA, Sherry, you just can't keep doing everything for free. This is a business. You got to charge. And I was like, okay, fine. So I was like, I'll go ahead and get my certifications and all of the things I need to really be able to effectively do this. But my latest thing, and for those who are women in sales, as I said, I've had a vast number of years. Jill, I've sold everything from gym memberships to lipo. I mean, you name it, I've sold it. So initially in my career, I was chasing the money when I was in sales, when I realized I was actually good at it. And then at a point, it came in my career where I said, okay, no matter how bad it gets, no matter if the money gets low, if the commissions don't run as boldly as they used to, I'm going to stick and stay. And so I did that. And because of that, I ended up managing one of the largest quick service restaurant portfolios in the world. And
Wow.
I bought in millions to that portfolio, and which garnered a lot of success for me to do what I love to do, and that's train and coach sales reps. So I am doing women in sales. So if you're a woman in sales, I'm hosting one Zoom call a week to give you the keys to help you really leverage this game we call sales, really how to rock the boardroom, how to stand out in the boardroom, how to be set apart, because it is still somewhat of a man's world. Sales is. And so I want to show women how to be empowered when they're in the room, not
Wow.
just being in the room, but being in the room.
Beautiful. Now, what
Yeah.
came next? Okay, was it the producing? What did you do with Apple TV Prime? What is all
Yeah.
this about? This documentary?
So long story short, really, really quick, the women that when I was out for the walk, the Lord said, bring these women together. Well, from there, one day, I happened to be out of a job. And this was during a time that I was like, oh, I'm a salesperson. I can find a job like that. But nothing was happening. And one night I was just laying there, and all of a sudden I heard crowns. And I was like, crowns? Okay. So because I'm a spirit-led woman, when I hear a word, I automatically go to the Bible. That's just what I do. I pulled up crowns. I pulled up two scriptures, and it said there were 24 thrones, crowns, gems. And I was like, 24 crowns? And then I went to the other scripture. She will place a garland on your head. She will adorn you with a crown. And I was like, oh, she is me. And it's the women that met in the living room. Oh my gosh. So I said, hey, ladies, I want to feature y'all. And I want you to drop gems for these women that are coming behind you, these women that are feeling stuck. I want you to give them inspiration and motivation. So I produced the journal, which led to featuring 12 of the women in a documentary that is on Prime. We will actually be going on tour, and we're going to be going to different cities, finding their 24 crowns and featuring them.
Wow. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness. This is so exciting. I want to
I
see all
know.
this. Oh my
I know. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. And the sad thing is, I had somewhat of a delay. We would have been out, but my mom passed away. And of course, when
Oh.
life happens, when life lifes, it lifes.
Oh, and when
And
did she
so,
pass? I'm sorry.
yeah, she did. 2021, and then
Mm.
we were set to go out to launch, have a big, huge launch, and that happened. And I took about a year to just kind of get my mind right, and get all of the things together. But with that, my mom had an amazing life, and I'm the fruit of it. You know what I mean? So the life of the party, the all of it is her. Like, it's just crazy. But yeah. So,
Oh.
but I will to encourage others, it's life is going to life, but it's how you have to take time to care for yourself. You have to take time to reset, because you will realize through this process who you really are. And I realized that I was someone who was a project based griever. I got to find a project. I got to figure out something else to do. And of course, I was in therapy and all of that. But through that, I ended up doing a 30-day self-care journal for women based on Martha and Mary. That came out of me getting shingles for being so stressed. So just full transparency, you think you got it and you ain't.
Oh
And you
goodness.
get shingles, and shingles is a way of letting your body know it is under stress. And, the skin is the largest organ in the body. And so when it gets attacked,
Mhm.
it is an indicator to you to really slow down and take a minute. So, yeah.
Oh, God bless you. You're right. It's
Yeah.
ironically, it's just like I just came from the doctor this morning. They told me I have gout in my knee. Like I'm a young, like 47-year-old woman. It's usually for older men who are obese, who eat meat, seafood. I don't. But so you gotta take care of your body. You never know,
You
right?
gotta
All
take,
of
and
us.
gout hurts. My grandmama used to get gout, and
Except
you be
I
like,
know
go
that's like
back.
an old people. They told me it's an obese old man thing, and I'm sitting here right now, my knee. But I got the medication, whatever. But in general, we need to take care of ourselves the best we
Gotta
can,
take
right?
care of ourselves as best. And of course, the older we get, things just, you're like, wait a minute, when did that start hurting? But I learned, I have gone through this I've lost like almost 50 pounds.
God
I just have
bless.
literally said, okay, tap in,
Oh
you know,
my goodness.
yeah.
Well, and you talk even about, managing stress and anxiety. That's one of your signature topics, right? Because
Yes.
I mean, let's talk before COVID, but then after COVID, I feel like we were all able to talk about it. But now everybody has anxiety, stress. It's like nonstop and it
Mhm.
affects our bodies. I know that's one of the things that you speak
Yeah.
on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's when I came up with it's called Cape Management and courageously assessing personal excellence. You need to really stop and figure out where are you aligning? Are you just doing so much that you're not tapping in? And you're right, this stress, this anxiety, and really being able to trace where does this start and why is this being activated? Why am I remember a long time ago, whenever a friend, I had these friends having weddings. They're just everybody having weddings. And for some reason, I would, if they're asking me to MC or I'm getting ready to go to it, I would become just full of anxiety. And I stopped and said, you know what, Lord, we got to figure out why is Sherry getting so overactivated over their wedding? So what is that? And so one of the things I started doing was saying, okay, if you know the wedding is on June the 1st, well, then on May 15th, go ahead and pick out your clothes because you already know you're going to find a reason not to just to wig out. Go ahead and put go through the wardrobe, figure out. And it's all just, I never got to the root of it, but I knew how to keep myself from getting overwhelmed. And so now, when there's a big event or something I'm going to have to do weeks before weeks, I go ahead and put the wardrobe on. I know I'm not going to lose or gain 10 more pounds. I'm putting the wardrobe on. I know how I'm wearing my hair. I got my makeup. I have things set. I have my bag ready for all the things I need 4 days before the engagement so that I don't put myself in a tailspin.
Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. And also, I mean, so even I know you do the whole self-care is huge to you, right?
Yeah,
You're
very.
yeah. I want to talk about that too. And then what's this? I read it's CAPE, CAPE management, self-care. What does that stand for?
Yeah, so Cape Management, courageously assessing personal excellence,
Wow.
managing your cape. So when you think about, and this is where this came from. So I like to read stories in the Bible and make them modern day. And it's about Martha and Mary, because I don't know if you know the story of Martha and Mary, but for those listening, Martha, Jesus was going to come to their house. And
Yeah.
Martha was a busybody. She knew that, okay, listen, who's going to put the coffee out? Jesus probably going to want tea. Who's cleaning the bathroom? Because if he has to go to the bathroom, there's no way we're going to have a messy house for a bathroom. Martha knew what had to happen for someone to come into her house. Well, Mary did this right here. She sat at Jesus' feet and didn't move. And
Wow.
so when Martha complained to Jesus about Mary, you see her, she's not doing nothing to help me. She knows all these people are coming to the house. And Jesus says, Martha, Martha, Mary's doing what's right. She knows I'm here. She's basking in the fact that I'm here. When you have an open opportunity to sit in silence and really allow things to, in your mind, to really come into fullness and really hear and have a place of calm and peace, you're supposed to take it
Yeah.
and not keep doing what's busy work and having all this anxiety. So, Cape Management came from that story. And I want to help women really. I gave them a 30-day challenge to really start prioritizing self, because in us not prioritizing self-care, we have gout and knees and backaches and
Here we go. Guilty,
here we
guilty. Mom
go.
of two
Yeah,
kids and this.
so I may
Uh-huh.
have eaten
Uh-huh.
something that wasn't normal, or did I did I drink enough water so that my
Exactly.
body could push out all of the acid, like whatever that looks like. So it is a 30-day challenge.
Okay.
Manage your cape.
I love this. And
Because we
you
all throw the superwoman cape on and we got to
darn
manage.
right. Darn right we do.
We
We are
do.
so entitled to.
We can't help it. We're moms, we're aunties, we're bosses, we're CEOs, and we try to manage. We got to manage that cape. And the first way you manage the cape is get self together. And once you start caring for self, and I tell women all the time, think about the Gucci, the Louis bag, the Chanel bag you want. If you reprioritize that money, let's think that Gucci bag is, let's say it's $3,000. I said, what would this $3,000 look like if you purposed it in maybe laundry you hate doing? Prioritize it for laundry. What if you decided, you know what? I want a night out with my husband. Well, how many nights out with your husband can you get with a sitter if you reprioritize this latest Gucci bag you're trying to get?
Oh my goodness.
You have to start thinking strategically. How do I make what I work hard? Because think about it. You can always get, if you've gotten one Gucci, you got it. You accomplished the goal. If you got one pair of red bottoms, you accomplished the goal. Now let's think about how to provide self-care so you can be the best version of yourself for your children, for your husband, for your spouse, your loved one, whatever walk of life you're in. You got to take care of you so you can be the best version for everything that God has purposed in your life.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure getting to know you and honor to have you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Well, let's talk now how we can reach out to you. I want to know about the website. Where do we find the book? Where do we find the documentaries? How do we sign up to coach? Explain the process.
Yes, thank you so much, Jill, and thank you for this time. Yes, DIVAtransformations.org is my website. DIVAtransformations.org. You can also find me on social media platforms, Instagram, Diva_transformations with 2 S's. If you want group coaching, I do group coaching sessions for women. Go to the website, fill out the information and say group coaching for women, and I will reach back out to you. The documentary is on Apple TV, Prime, Tubi, Roku, you name it. We're on the way to Hulu and Netflix. It's a lot of movies lined up there. But it is going to change. It's a game changer. If you're looking for MC, corporate MC, you can also reach out at the website and then just put coaching or MC. And the books are found on Amazon. You can go, this called 24 Crowns, a 12-month active journal, and the King's version is also there. So if you put Sherry D. Thomas, 24 Crowns, the books will pop up. They're journals. They're going to walk you through 12 months, and they don't have dates on them so that you can write it in yourself. And I look forward to working with you. If you're looking for a corporate MC, I am ready to rock your party. And
I love it.
I'm so thankful for this opportunity. Go watch the documentary. Let me know your thoughts. It is a game changer. It's going to help you really tap in and hear their amazing stories.
Beautiful.
So,
Thank you so much. DIVAtransformations.org. Pleasure getting to know you today. And Sherry Thomas, looking forward to our next discussion. Have a fantastic day, girl. Thank you so much for inspiring me.
Be blessed.
God bless. Bye-bye. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.